As a person, there are things that you do once in life and you get to benefit from the action that you've taken at that time for many years. One of the things that a person can do and the impact and the effects that will have may oversee everything else is planting a tree. I'm holding a tree today. Today is 10th of October, and in Kenya we are planting trees. The government is encouraging Kenyans to plant trees. I want to encourage Kenyans to plant trees because trees do not only help us to benefit directly by cutting them later and selling them, but you also get fruits. For example, this is a mango tree, and this mango tree, when it is mature, it will give me fruits. I get to eat the fruits, get the nutritional benefits of the fruits, and also I get to sell. When you sell these fruits, you get money. Who doesn't want money? We need money, and so as you sell the fruits, you get money. But let's ask ourselves this question. Why do we talk about trees, and what are the strategies that one can use to plant trees that they later benefit from them? Now, in the former series, I've been talking about remote farming, and this is GrowTech. This is a place where masters gather to transform the ordinary into masterpieces. Now, my dear friends, we want to have an impact in this world, and one of the impacts we can have is impact that directly impacts us. That is something that is profound, an impact that impacts you as you impact other people as well. And so planting trees is a very important avenue when it comes to remote farming. There are people who have land somewhere. You have 10 acres of land, you have 1 acre of land. We don't know the amount of land that you have. It could be small or big, but big enough to plant certain trees. I believe it is time that we can talk about planting trees to increase our tree coverage, but as a person, it helps you to utilize the little piece of land that you have somewhere for maximum production and for yield that will come later. If you have an acre of land and you are in town, you doubt the people that can be of use to with regard to managing the farm. One of the simplest remote farming practices that you can do is to plant trees in that farm. It doesn't have to be big trees, the big names that you know. They could be as simple as fruit trees. But how do we go about planting trees? I want to encourage you that if you're going to plant trees, you need to fence that land, or you have to secure it so that you don't get intruders. When people know that the owner of that land is far away, they are likely to bring animals there and they'll eat and destroy your crops. So to ensure that your crops will grow well, you may need to fence that piece of land first, and then you can invest in planting trees. Then, once you've secured this land, then we'll ask ourselves the next question. What is the best time to plant trees, especially for a remote farmer? The best time to plant trees is during the onset of rains. As soon as the rains begin, it is time that a farmer needs to have the seedlings ready. So go and buy seedlings and have them ready, counted. You can call someone, if you can't do it yourself, to come and measure for you the piece of land that you have and the number of trees that you'll need. Once you've established that, then you can travel home when when it starts raining and plant these trees in that piece of land. During this time, the trees are very vulnerable, and therefore they need constant care and someone that is going to be there throughout. During this time, you may need someone. This one doesn't need an expert. The previous video I said that if you're going to invest in remote farming, then you need an expert. But when it comes to trees, you actually don't need an expert. The only day you need an expert is the day when you're planting them, which means that you also, it's advisable that you be there. But if you cannot, your expert can be there to supervise the activities and to ensure that the work that has been done correctly. There are times that I'll discourage you from telling someone to do this work for you when you're away, and you call someone who is interested in your money but not the work. You'll realize that the measurements that are going to be used are not going to be accurate, and you may use more trees or less trees, and the land may not be maximally utilized. So to ensure that there's maximum utilization of land, call someone who understands trees planting so that they can plant for you these trees. The benefit of trees is that when you plant your trees today, you can wait and there's no stress. You know, like keeping crops like cassava and these perennial crops, you have to have management skills that will take care of this, that will ensure that the crops grow well. The crop husbandry has to be so close and it has to be progressive as the plant grows. But for the trees, it is the easiest investment when it comes to remote farming, because you plant your trees on the onset of rains, they establish themselves and they start growing. If you fence this land, you'll only need to clear the vegetation so that the weeds are well maintained in the first year or even the second year. But beyond the second year, the trees will be strong enough and you'll be having a forest. That forest does not need care except a regular person that goes once in a week or just to ensure that things are all right, and they can tell you the problems and challenges that are there, which I believe at that time they may not be there or they may not be as profound as if you are doing these perennial crops. So I'll encourage you, if you have a piece of land somewhere or if you have money and you want to engage in remote farming, then the easiest step into remote farming is to plant trees. If they are going to be fruits, yes, you will not be around. People will eat your fruits, they'll harvest for you and you get money out of it. But the benefit of trees is that if this mango tree matures and we start harvesting them, even if I'm not around, the person harvesting this mango tree is going to give me my money for the crops that is harvesting. But even if they don't give me, they'll only take money from me in the season that we've planted, in the season that is ongoing at that time. Next season, I can plan and ensure that I get the maximum production for myself. It means that once the crops have grown, every other person can benefit, but the tree still stands and you get to benefit from these trees for a longer time. Therefore, we encourage each other that agroforestry is the simplest and the best way to start if you're going to do remote farming, and the benefit of it goes beyond what you've done at that time. Let's plant trees and let's get the benefit of it. And if you're going to do remote farming, this is the best state and the best time to start. Plant a tree and run your tree garden. Until next time, have a good day and take care of yourself.